guys, welcome back to Redemption Kids Online. We are continuing on our Tasty Bible Story series. We hope you guys enjoyed our first lesson. Today's lesson, we are doing a lesson on Daniel in the lion's den. So most of you guys probably already have a little bit of idea about what Daniel in the lion's den is about, but we'll go ahead and discuss it further and see what we can get out of it today. So if you want to read the story for yourself, you can turn to Daniel chapter 6 and read that whole entire chapter, and it'll tell you all about what happened with Daniel in the lion's den. But we're going to go ahead and talk about it briefly and then move on to our tasty episode. So, Daniel was a really amazing guy. He was so faithful to God. He loved God so much, and he would do anything for him. So he actually moved up really high in the kingdom, and that made a lot of other guys who didn't agree that a previous captive should move up in a mighty position as Daniel was in. But the king loved Daniel. But these men were really jealous of that. So what they practically did was they tricked the king into signing a law saying that they could only worship the king for 30 days and no other god. Of course, Daniel, being a faithful man of God, that wasn't okay with him. And he continued to pray to the Lord every day, 3 times a day, and he did it openly in front of a window. Those men knew that Daniel wouldn't betray God, so they went and they saw him praying, and they went to the king and said, Daniel is disobeying this law that you made. And the king, he wasn't too happy about that because he didn't want to throw Daniel in the lion's den with these big creatures that he knew would tear him apart. Could you guys imagine if for today punishment would be that you would get thrown into a lion's den with ginormous scary lions? Let's see a little bit of what that would look like. What he did was he had to stick with his word, and they went and got Daniel and they threw him in the lion's den, ultimately thinking that he would get eaten up alive. But what actually happened was God sent his mighty angels and they protected Daniel. And when the king came the next day, he was so eager to see what happened to Daniel. He wanted to believe that he was okay. And guess what? When he got there and he saw that Daniel was okay, he knew that Daniel's God was real. And ultimately, those guys that had tried to tear Daniel down and had tried to stop him, they ended up being the ones that got thrown in the lion's den also, but they didn't make it out like Daniel did. And so they were punished for that. And then also, the king who had really liked Daniel, he realized that Daniel's Lord was real and that Daniel's Lord is the one who protected him and saved his life. So ultimately, the king told all the nation about how wonderful and how glorious God was as well. And so Daniel's really strong and courageous act of not being afraid to get thrown in the lion's den, not being afraid to continue to serve God, rewarded him and the whole nation in the end. So we should strive to be like Daniel. We should strive to be as courageous as Daniel. And in sight of what other people say or in sight of who doesn't believe in God, we should stand firm on God's word. And ultimately, no matter what, God's going to protect us and he's going to honor the fact that we were faithful to him. So let's go ahead and move to our tasty lesson, and we're going to do a lion pizza. So once you guys see our lesson, you guys can attempt to do it at home, and let's see how you guys do too. so much for watching our video today. We hope you enjoyed lesson 2, Daniel in the Lion's Den. We hope you guys continue to watch our series, and we want to see you guys make that pizza as well. We want to know that you can do better than me and Pastor Steve did. So watch the video, make the pizza, post it in the comments below, and prove to us that you can do a better job than we did. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful week.